Today I'm going to be talking about chiropractic in general. We're going to talk about chiropractic. What is, first of all, chiropractic? What chiropractors do, because there's a lot of misconceptions about what chiropractic is. A lot of times you hear, you go to a chiropractor, they adjust the bones or you move the bones, and there's just a lot of, you hear good things and you hear things that are not so accurate about chiropractic. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the chiropractor. First of all, a chiropractor goes to school for about 8 to 9 years. They go through all the prerequisite work that a medical doctor would, and then they enter chiropractic school. So the education that they have and the education that they endure goes through rigorous academic studies. And they go, but where they focus more is they focus more on the spine, focus more on nutrition. They focus a lot on anatomy, which is the parts of the body, human body. They focus on radiology, and the amount of education that a chiropractor has and a medical doctor is pretty much about the same. If not, the chiropractor even has even more hours. But the more the hours are geared towards dealing with the human frame and the body and so on and so forth. So what chiropractors do is the whole premise or the whole foundation of chiropractic is discussing about the neurology, the function of the nervous system, making sure that the brain and the spinal cord is operating properly with no interference. That is the whole premise of chiropractic. A lot of people think that chiropractic is about bones, but it's really about the nervous system. And how chiropractors work on that is they look at the human spine and they look how these bones misalign and what happens and how it can affect those nerves that exit throughout the spine. And when there's any type of pressure or interference to that area, it can affect that nerve, which can create, number one, it can create pain, it can create muscle tightness or spasm, it can cause the joint to lock up, it can cause swelling and inflammation, heat. All these factors can be associated with that. And what the technical term for that is called the subluxation. That's basically a fancy word to describe when there's a misaligned joint that's putting pressure on the nerve and it's affecting the rest of the body, such as the muscular system and even the organ system, the autonomic nervous system. So chiropractors, what they do is their job and their task is to locate where are these dysfunctions in the spine and adjust that area so that takes pressure off those nerves and allows the body to do what it does best, heal itself. So in chiropractic, there are many different techniques. There are techniques, there are about 20 mainstream techniques, and then there's an offshoot which equals about to 100 and plus techniques in chiropractic. So every chiropractor is going to practice differently. There are techniques that are geared towards younger children that would be best used to treat younger children or the elderly because of how that their body is and depending on what kind of condition there are. And we may use an instrument like an activator, which is an instrument that is a coiled instrument that is used to adjust the spine. We may use an arthrostim. An arthrostim is an electromagnetic, it's operated by electromagnetic coil that has impulses and thrusts in the area of the joint dysfunction to allow that joint to set in, and it does it through increments. Another thing is many people are familiar with obviously the hand adjustment. That's where the word kairos comes, which is in the Greek terminology. Kairos means hand. So you use the hand in order to adjust that area of dysfunction or the area where there's nerve interference. So there are many different ways to address the spine, and what we do as chiropractors is we locate those subluxations and adjust them so that the body can start regenerating, and not only that the muscular system and pain is gone, but the key is to get the body working properly so that the heart's working better, the intestines, the asthma, all these different organs and glandular systems are working the way they should, because once they receive that proper impulse, then they're able to do the function that they're supposed to do. The most common conditions that a chiropractor is usually known to treat is neck and back pain, and even headaches. That is the most common thing that people come into the office to go to a chiropractor, is that they have neck pain. But few really understand that back and neck pain, the reason why chiropractors have been associated with as back doctors or neck doctors is because that the spine is actually, the nervous system is actually in the area of the back. So if it was in the leg, we wouldn't be called a leg doctor. So we have to understand that the focus of the chiropractor is really to be a fine tuner and to get your nervous system to work properly, to make sure that the communications are being made and that the body is getting better. That's really the essence, because if you read the history of chiropractic, if you read the history of how it even was discovered, it was founded by, there was a janitor who, by the name of Harvey Lillard, who could not hear. And he felt his back go out, and from that point on he became deaf. And when he became deaf, he went to many different doctors. He wasn't able to get any help, but he came across of a man named D.D. Palmer who adjusted an area in his mid-back area, which restored the hearing in this man. And that led to the quest and the hunger to find out how this happened. And they used to do all nerve tracing and finding out how that all affected. So really, that's how chiropractic was born. It was a deaf man who had their hearing restored, and from that point on, more discoveries were made regarding that, and that's how chiropractic was actually developed. From that point, it started developing. So right now we are chiropractic over the past 100+ years has been on the advancement. And now that you see, we have many different techniques, and all of them are different, and some may work for some people, some may work for better for others, but all these techniques mainly work. But we are understanding through modern science, through neurology, and I'll be talking about that, is through the neurological system, we're understanding that once you understand what is going on in the nervous system, meaning the brain and the spinal cord, you can employ and implement any technique that will address that person's problem. So, in essence, we are not slave to the technique that we practice, but we are slave to the patient. So once you understand what is going wrong with that patient, then you can, and neurologically speaking, then you can employ the proper technique in order to restore and get them better. Some may do better with very light force techniques. Some people may do better with a little bit fast techniques. Everybody responds differently, and everybody's nervous system is differently. And that is the field of functional neurology, is that when you understand the nervous system, not only you help the person with the back pain, not only you help the person with the neck pain, or the headaches, or the migraines, but now you're helping people with all sorts of disorders. Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, Parkinson's disease, ADHD, dizziness and vertigo, high blood pressure, many more different conditions are being treated for and are being addressed because of the knowledge, the in-depth knowledge of the nervous system. And that's what we do here in our office. Our office is to focus on what is going wrong in your system and your nervous system, and what does it need in order to get it better. So we are not biased by what we do. We don't have the patient come in and fit into what we do. We fit what's best for the patient, and thankfully we're blessed that we get such phenomenal results here in our clinic, because we're able to use these methods. And as I continue to pursue my diploma in neurology, we are continuing to help more and more people and change their lives for the better. I want to personally thank you for watching this video. I'm Dr. Tony Salome, and have a blessed day.